Hello, YouTube friends. I am starting over. Yes, I am. I had a I had a number of things go wrong, and I'll tell you what's going on here. I laid on the 5,867 turns, but I had problems in doing so. One problem was that I I broke the wire halfway. See, right now I hooked it up here. I'm despooling it now, and I made my crank shorter. See, so it's easier to turn it. But I'll tell you what happened. I had a number of problems. First problem was that I broke the wire halfway, and I spliced it together, and the splice came out pretty good. And I used a little section of like electrical tape that I put like in between the wires, and that was all good. Then I continued winding until I got up to the correct number of turns that I took off, 5,867. And I measured the resistance, and it was low. It was 820 ohms. And what I'm thinking is this number 40 wire is very thin, and you could tell it's thinner than the wire I took off. What I'm thinking is that the original wire had a thicker coating on, and the thicker coating built up more as it wound on here, because when I finished winding the windings, I didn't really meet the part where it had left off originally. Like, there wasn't as much on the spool, and I said, well, if I missed counts on the magnetic counter here, I would have had more wire on the spool, not less wire. And I know I was not missing counts or anything, and it's not overcounting. So what it is that I think it's the thickness of the wire. So consequently, because the wire is thinner, the diameter ends up thinner, and it ends up being less wire, less feet on there. And see, if the wire was thicker, it would build up diameter faster, and it would end up having more wire on the spool. Hope that makes sense. So what I got to do is actually go over 5,867 turns. And I'm going to have to go over, and I'm going to add another 1,000 turns to it. I'm going to put like about 7,000 turns. I'll put like 7,000 turns on it, and I'll measure the resistance. The resistance, as far as I could tell, what I've researched, is supposed to be about 1,100 ohms, like 1,100 to 1,200 ohms on this thing. So I'm thinking that I'll put more wire than I need, and then if it's over, I'll just take some wire off. That makes sense, huh? So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing this again, and I'm despooling manually. I don't have a motor to use, so I just despool it manual like this. And it works good. It's spinning around really nice there. So that's it. Just wanted to update you on this thing, And I'm going to change my mode here. I'm going to not use the wire guide, and I'm just going to use the popsicle stick to guide the wire back and forth. Because I think there was slightly too much friction in here and in the spool. And on the wire spool, I took it off now, but I actually used some silicone on here, and it makes the spool turn better. This spool is fixed on hard now, but the other spool had to turn more freely, so I kind of made it really smooth, and I put some silicone on here. It reduces the friction of the main spool, and I'm going to reduce the friction more by not using this. So that should keep the wire from breaking again. And even though the splice is okay, it's I'd rather not have a splice in there. So I'm just doing it again, First time I learned a bunch of things, and the second time is going to be the charm. Well, I hope so. So take it easy, folks. Have a great day. Bye.